Commander under attack. System enabled. System enabled. System enabled. Commander under attack.
Hello, welcome everybody. I am Desar. Today I'll be playing more Supreme Commander, trying to get more stuff done on the ladder. I do understand that I am maybe playing at the worst possible time to get any ladder matches in. We'll see. We'll see. I was thinking of maybe switching to Brood War. Bolt, hello, welcome in. To maybe switch over to Brood War, where I can find games a lot more easily. I'm not quite in the ranks I'd like to, probably. I haven't laddered that for a while. But I do think that I will be starting out today with some of the new maps. At least to see. And that is also something I'm saying. I'm playing through some of the new maps, but in fact, I should be playing through all of them if I really want to go onto the ladder. But yeah. So, welcome in everybody, welcome in Bolt, and I hope that you are having a lovely Thursday so far. I am ready and I stand to learn quite a bit with practice and experience and insight that you may be able to offer to me also, even if you are not, if you are yourself not a very experienced RTS person, but asking questions sometimes can help to find something new that I have missed. You finished the Kushala set and made the proper longsword set. Congratulations on finishing that. Almost I'm guessing means that you started out with it and that you are now still finishing it up, I'm guessing. Okay, a few patches. One from yesterday as well. Okay, that does close it out. I'll be starting with a normal adaptive AI to start out with, and then I'll be moving over to, if I'm not finding ladder matches, I'm probably going to go to the AIX, extremely difficult cheating AI, and see if that can't teach me anything. For now, of course, I do not have much choice. I just saw something I will be putting back to default. And that is... and that was the unit cap here. Okay, I do want to have a randomized spawn. Even if the map is symmetrical, always starting in the same spawn point does not quite reflect reality, so that might be something not unimportant. And I am rectifying a mistake that I made during stream start, and I am going to be filling up my glasses for tonight, for this afternoon. It's not yet quite night. I've had a long week and I'm a little bit on the tired side, so if I am less energetic or even less energetic than usual, that might be it. You're missing the Fatalis insect glaive. Yeah. It takes time to get through everything, and there is no shame in that. Okay. Defend one side, push the other. Okay, this is a big map. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily big, and this is a land factory, even though I didn't place it great. A few more here, 2 more extractors, and a bit more power. Okay, that looks destroyed, so this is just mass to hoover up. There shouldn't be neutral enemies here. Okay. There is some power up there. No, let's make it like this. And then I'll be grabbing that power. Okay, we do have some reclaim here. I'll be sending him out to pick some up and then reinforce here. I will be waiting for the third party here of the scouts. See what he has built so far. Okay, let's make this the strong side. I'll be pushing... No. No. This should become my strong side, and this the defensive side. Let's build over there. Okay, one more. Okay, I do know what I want you to do. And that's a radar here. Okay. Fetching an engineer there is already very nice. And I am producing really good right now. Let's see if there are any more engineers about here. And then maybe we come back this way into the enemy. As I said, this is the defensive position. Something like this. Bad on energy. I'm really bad on energy here. Thraig, there is no issue. There is, for me, no being late. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you very, very much for the 3-month tier 1 subscription. It means a lot to me. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I hope you had a good week in general. Okay, this is painful. I am underpowered. He is also now probably underpowered. And now I'm no longer underpowered, but I am still stuck. Let's make a few more engineers. You may want to, but I do want to be clear that need is not not given. If you want to, I'll be happy and grateful, but I am already very happy with a tier 1 subscription. Okay, that's already very annoying. I am not going to be able to get these out of it now. Okay. Grab myself some more big ones here. Okay. Not sure why they are not registered as such, but that is fine by me currently. And then I do want some more stuff over there. And also I'll be sending my commander over. I can understand the principle, and I am grateful that you do enjoy my stream so much, but I do want to make it clear that it is never needed, not even the subscription in the first place. I do not want to become a streamer that is going to be annoyed if people do not subscribe. I do think that is silly, but I am happy for everybody who stops by often and wants to give me that subscription. So thank you very much for that vote of confidence from you. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay. That was unsurprising, and we do need to rebuild these two. Okay, these are anti-air units.
Commander under attack.
Okay, let me build defense over there.
Commander under attack.
Okay, I need to be strict on my anti-air.
Under attack.
You're raising your rank, Imperial rank.
Commander under attack.
I would have said elite, but demon rank does sound a little bit weird. Let's do it like this now, please. You come build... Oh no, we already have one, okay. Double land factories. I do have more than enough mass. No, and we do not need to be quite so aggressive.
Commander under attack.
This is the first one I'll be raising up to tier 2. The commander is going to get... No. Wrong upgrade. There we go. Gun upgrade. Okay, here we have the factory that can take over for this one. Okay, I really do need to keep an eye on it, especially with how power hungry everything is at the moment. I do think getting some more power in is important.
Commander under attack.
Okay, my commander is ranking fairly. Get a little bit more power there for the last percentage point. And let's have a look deeper through enemy territories. That would have been something wouldn't be unhappy to possess it. But like this, it's hard to conquer. I will, though, now do a few more upgrades. Okay.
Commander under attack. Commander under attack.
Okay. I can now shoot past that.
Commander under attack.
I do need to keep a bloody eye on him. But I also have my tier 2 units. I can actually also upgrade you. Okay, you go over there because that is defensive, this is offensive. Like this.
Commander under attack.
Okay, it is the artillery that is giving my commander trouble here. I am happy to destroy that factory, though. Gives me an additional point of veterancy as well. But I really feel like I'm not putting up enough pressure.
Commander under attack.
At least not against a human player. That would probably not be enough pressure. AI in that regard is often a lot easier to trick. Or to fight, even, because they do not think as complex as a human would. And I'm absolutely still going to be pushing some here and another factory.
Commander under attack.
Okay. The commander is
Commander under attack.
dealing with everything pushing up from this side. Okay. As I said, this is my defensive position. 1, 2, and 1, together with some anti-air.
Commander under attack.
Some more veterancy.
Commander under attack.
Okay. Starting to be too many. Especially too
Commander
many.
under attack.
And I need more power.
Commander under attack.
Okay, I am starting to cap all of these. I do need to keep upgrading. Currently I have... Okay, I still had...
Commander under attack.
No, let's... I do need some view here. And building this is a lot cheaper than upgrading.
Commander under attack.
These systems are terribly fragile. Don't tell me we have some T2 artillery already brewing here. It could be. Oh no, not it could be.
Commander under attack.
Okay. Okay, I guess I know what I did wrong. I put up early pressure and I let go of it because because I don't pressure myself quite as much in the early game even as yeah, I'm not used to pressuring myself quite a bit. Game was not rated. That is fine. Please give me my replay. Okay, it's a local one. Let's have a look at it. I'll be guessing that it was the AC having the missile upgrade. And then look for something to improve. Keep the pressure on. On the attacking side, keep attacking with groups. Let's go through here quickly. Early air. And then I had I was feeling comfortable here. Push, 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 push. What I am still doing with the commander only... And I did go much further down in some instances. Yeah, even percent-wise, I'm falling much lower than he. But he has already 2 T2 land factories, whereas I have none yet. Well, I have 1. I'm not that far behind on that regard. What do you have? Okay, apparently it's not... So on the ACU... I do... Oh, there it is. There is a tactical missile launcher. Seriously. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hello, Faceless. How are you? I hope you're having a good Thursday. That you enjoyed the rest of your week. Played my first game here and got sniped by a Yithis tactical missile launcher. Yeah, and from here I do not need to worry too much about why I lose. I thought maybe a mobile T2 missile launcher, and I'm just coming back into range, getting blown up. Yep. So I do want to keep the pressure up. I have groups of units doing nothing. That is usually not good. Or at least in StarCraft it's not good. I'm not sure how it is here. Probably the same. If you have units and you don't need them for early defense, that's not what you want to do. You don't want them to just be standing about. It wasn't even that. I can't go back, but I was actively controlling it. And I thought it was a mobile missile launcher. And I barely walked back into the splash radius of the missile launcher, and it got me. And I don't think I had seen it. No. Which is weird because I did send some spy planes out to check, but it must have gotten constructed just after that. But your tip is still a good one, and still something I would want to keep in mind. I don't quite understand why it starts up the entirety and puts me back into menu with the replays, but not live play. Let's see. I don't know. I hope that I can get matched here if the other people are in range. That would also be probably more instructive than a continuing AI battles. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm maybe not misremembering this particular thing, but I heard once somebody say, or I think to remember once somebody said that if over 100 games you only improve one minor thing, if you do that for a long enough time, you'll be a master, an RTS master very quickly. It's something I've always tried to keep up with any RTS I've been playing competitively, mainly StarCraft 1 and 2, or StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 2 or StarCraft Remaster now. I'm not sure what people call it. I usually call it StarCraft 1 and 2, meaning StarCraft Brood War for the first game's ladder, because that's where quite a few new units got introduced over the base game and made the game the balanced masterpiece that it nowadays is. And one of the things that I really like about which makes it feel different. Let's put it like that. Which makes Brood War feel different to any other RTS, even Forged Alliance with Forged Alliance Forever, is that the Forever team is still trying hard to improve the game, including balance, and as such, the units are not exactly written in stone. Which leads to which can lead, with not necessarily, but it can lead to meta changes over time, where as when a unit changes, a new meta arises, comes in, and changes how the game is played, sometimes slightly and sometimes over longer periods of time. For StarCraft, at least quite fundamentally, or for StarCraft 2 rather, quite fundamentally. Brood War never got quite as many balance patches as it did get a few, but once the competitive scene really took off, it really had very few changes made to it, and it has not received a balance patch in at least 2 decades now. I think. Damn it, that game is almost 30 years old now. Thank you. I am having a good day. Thank you, Vraig. You've probably been busy. It's okay. Thank you, though. You did, yeah, no. I can ramble in circles here and not get to a good point. I am fine. Thank you, and I'm having a good day. Okay, I'm probably not going to be finding a game here. Let's retry the same map with the same AI. You're raising your Imperial rank. I hope you have found a good place to do so. And as I said, unfortunately, with colonization, a lot got reworked there. But, and I hope that is still true, a lot of people always felt that Imperial was easier than Federal rank, which might have mainly had to do with the fact that there were better grinding routes for the Imperial rank rather than for Federal rank, but yeah. Okay, coming onto the map again, I am immediately going to start here. The size of the map is not going to surprise me. That should work. Yeah, and that is fine. I think I am going to do it like this and add immediately a few scouts. I don't think I need that many. And then I'll be building army. Okay. Let's... Okay, that is always... There is the Hoover button. Let's build a bit here and afterwards a bit more here. Okay, I am getting my first scout slash harassers out here. Let's pull them over here again. Okay, some more reclaim, please. Okay, I do want to go aggressive here. No, that means I do want to be defensive here. We're starting with my defensive side. No, not sure if I got anything there. Let's build up a bit of a defensive force over here. I do not currently have one that is not doing anything. If you come back down afterwards too, please. Build some stuff here. We do want the engineer gone. And we do want to cripple power production. Okay. Better, but I'm still bad on power. So will he now, probably. It's never a good tactic to force your opponent into the same issues you are currently in. Let's do something like this. Okay, I'm positive on power. I do want to push this side as the attacking side. And I am going to be building some attacking units that way as well. And then I'll be using this one to do more reclaim all about. How aggressive can I go in here? Okay, I did cost them an additional unit here. That was actually something I'm quite happy to see. And I will be building one more over here. Let's just quickly hoover them up. No, that's actually wrong side. That's what I should have built. And then with radar, please.
Under attack.
Yeah, that should be fine though. Oh, bloody hell, where is my...
Commander under attack.
Much quicker attack now. Okay, you're done.
Commander under attack.
You're going to be responsible, and you are going to upgrade if possible. Okay, I have... Can't reach that, can I? Okay. Let's do the hoover here. I really do enjoy the old music here. You are not building me any defenses. Okay, let's bring half these aggressively down there. Find it weird how I am more defensive on the proclaimed defensive side than I am on the proclaimed aggressive side than I am on the other. Okay. Should be able to power a little bit more here. But this is definitely something
Commander under attack.
even if it's an AI, they can't be happy with losing this production. Okay, you stop. You're going to be a secondary HQ, please. Okay. That's not great.
Commander under attack.
Some Zooies coming up here. Issue is I can deal with Zooies.
Commander under
Yeah, and that's probably going to be That felt a lot more proactive. Sorry about that. I got terribly hit with a... it got hit terribly badly with a mass shortage. Probably because I started upgrading everything and anything. No, not exactly, but these two... Should... 3 upgrades. 3. Not quite as badly as I thought, but yeah, that's... Didn't even know that they'd leave a small gravestone there. Not sure if that is for all of them. Or only for the ones that I would destroy, and... Yeah, that absolutely kept me on top this time. Let's have a quick look onto it to see what I can improve. No, that's not it. Replays, local replays. There we go. There we go. Okay. Energy total. Mass income. Okay, I understand why it might be put this way. Might want to find another replay overlay that fits me better, that gives me more of the information that I want to see. Be less blocked, especially by energy here. So no upgrades. If I am building this, no mass upgrades before I've done this. I think that was Prophet's hint last time. Yeah, and the commander here has pushed forward and it does not go back. Try not to get energy blocked by applying what I should have applied all the time. Okay. Let's try for a little while more. I wish I could start searching for a game as I'm scrubbing through a completed replay. Like, make a recall point every 15 seconds or so that I can go through the replay, as I can in my StarCraft 2 replays. Once you play them through all the way, you can go back, because they set points where you can go back to. The issue is that with the way that RTS engines are being built, I say issue. I do think that it is more or less unavoidable, and it is a very smart way to build it, is that instead of transmit, especially for something that is played over the internet, you are syncing your players up at the start. Every unit has the same orders in the beginning, and then the engine is built such that if you give the same orders at the same time, the same thing will always happen. Which basically means that unless there is a desync, you do not need to send every position. You just need to send the orders when they are given, and the units will, and the game will evolve the same on the two machines. The replay works the same, which basically means that the replay only saves all of the orders that were given by both players, in this case, me and an AI. And then it needs to go through all of that because there are no positions saved. The game doesn't know how the state evolves in the future. Do the orders change and so on? But what StarCraft then does is that it takes snapshots from unit position, commands and everything at the time, and then you can scrub through those and jump around in the replay after these snapshots have been generated, which basically means that you need to go through it once before you can jump. And in that jumping moment, I'd be very happy if I could start a new game, which I can't. Not only, well, I could do it here, but I can't do it in StarCraft, which actually makes sense, and I might not even be able to do it here because the game might already be counted as open, and I can't create a new one as long as I do have a game open. Which makes sense. I'm not blaming anybody. That is something very clear. I just wish that you'd get a break, go into the loading screen, be given a warning that you found a match and that you're switching and that the game is getting closed in the background. I do think modern systems should have enough power to do that seamlessly. I am not blaming any RTS developer that doesn't want to implement that, because I am aware that there is probably a million different reasons as to why that shouldn't and wouldn't work. Okay, so last matchmaking chance here, and I'll be going back into a skirmish. Should I increase AI difficulty, or should I go through the different maps? So let's see if I do have a plan for each of the maps. This is my defensive side. This is my aggressive side, closer to him. Why is that important? Because if I do defend here, and as I like to do, I'm putting land factories for both the aggressive side as well as the defensive side close to the choke points I want to run, which basically means that this one is defensive because my first factory is a lot closer, can reinforce this point a lot more easily than here. So this is the basically defensive side, where this is the aggressive side. Units have to move further, and this is basically an outpost. I can lose while moving units and or production over this way, and maybe counter-attacking with what I have here. Depending on the situation, I'm probably going to make a ton of mistakes in the meantime. You have a look at Moonlight. Much more open as a map. At least it looks much more open. I'm not sure if these are bodies of water, maybe, which as Aeon is not the biggest hurdle. Yeah, I need to play this map in order to see it more in general and then know what I want to do. Yeah, this is probably how the map splits. And you basically have a natural expansion here, although it doesn't work quite like that for Supreme Commander. There are no naturals, so to say. But this is where you're going to go fortify, aggressive, defensive, this side. And also something I do want to try and get into is that by proclaiming an aggressive and a defensive side, is that one is allowed to have static defenses, whereas the other does not. Is not allowed to have static defenses. Okay, yeah, probably a split like this, possibly a split like this. Aggressive side, defensive side. No, defensive side, aggressive side. If you're splitting like this, I think I'm going to push for a split like this. This is the symmetry axis. That's usually where the split occurs. Okay. Interesting, either like this or like this, depending on spawn points. Even like, no, in that case, I'd say like this. As long as your opponent spawns on the opposite side of the map, it's probably going to split like this. If we spawn like this, this is aggressive and defensive to get. No, this is aggressive. This is aggressive. This is defensive. This is defensive. And I would want to try and get this early. Okay. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Finn's Revenge we went through already. That is pretty clear how that splits up. Probably like this. Possibly like this. Defensive, aggressive. Defensive, aggressive. Just need to decide on a. So this spawn is a three-pronged one. Defensive, aggressive, aggressive. Here, you need to select a side, basically. Okay. Close spawn points are probably impossible on that map. That's a three-pronged one again. Main, natural expansion. It's either cut up like this or like this. Pushing closer towards the enemy, aggressive, defensive, aggressive. Very much dependent on spawn points. Very much dependent on spawn points. Okay. Let's try Moonlight. We've been sitting in queue for a while now. Let's try a skirmish on Moonlight. Let me go through the maps. I know I'm probably never really going to be up to it. Storm Lantern. No, I have not. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yes, I did not think about that. I can search for replays on the map. That is something that the game that I am coming from does not allow for. Okay, this is a lot more asymmetric than I gave it credit for. This seems to be water. Let's load in without AI in a sandbox and just let's have a look at the map. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to get some scouts. Mainly I want to have a look at this. Because like this, it looks dry and symmetrical. But on the other hand, it did not. So, yeah. I did completely forget that I can just take a look at it. But I'm also much more used to that not being a real possibility. The RTS I'm basically coming from before trying this, trying to get better at this one is Brood War mainly. StarCraft 2 as well, but mainly Brood War. And unless somebody gives you good replays, you cannot just go search for a map and see how it is played. You know, this is all basically dry and all basically the same as this. Let me have a look. Okay, basically like small bumps that are not really buildable, but everything else makes for a flat surface here. Okay. I'm not getting attacked. That is just... Don't even know what triggered that. Reclaim. For this reclaim, I need air. Yeah. Also, something I did forget that it is accessible. It either permanently changes the camera or... But okay, there is basically no... there's no water, and what I saw on the map is... what looked weird on the map is not. Probably being cut diagonally like this later on. Okay, no idea why I'm calling the commander over. But okay. But okay, that gives me a basic build order for each map. That is true. That doesn't always mean that that is how the map splits in the end. But I was taking a look through this, and this looked very different to this side, and so I did want to take a look. This is also something that looks weird. Yeah, and as such, I wanted to take a quick look at it to either plan for the asymmetry or find out that it is symmetrical. Both works, but you need to know before, or I want to know before going into a map. Yeah, and this is also very much, this is not rotationally symmetrical. It is one of the few things I really, I don't know. Coming from StarCraft, triangular maps, like with 3 spawn locations, were very common. And they were my favorite type of map. But it seems that nobody else is trying to do them. Okay, basically, I can try for this one, but I don't think I'll get the chance. You're a much bigger map. Let me see. Can I do advanced search map name? It'd be not bad to remember it. Alhaven. Okay, I do need to take that out. There we go. Thank you for the reminder. It would have confused me a little. Can I, that's the game date, that is rating, let's say 1,000, starting. I cannot choose one as Aeon, it seems. Cannot choose a race. You would go up to 1,700. No. 7. There we go. Let's do it like this. I hope there are Aeon playing at that level, because I do want to. I do like Aeon. Two. Okay. Okay, I need to go down a little bit, probably, if I do want to see an Aeon playing on the map. It may also be a new map. I am not exactly aware when which map was introduced for for here, for Supreme Commander. Which is something I actually do find good. It is important to change out the maps on the ladder, keep things fresh, keep the meta fresh. 2 minutes game time, 3 minutes game time. No, can't be. This is game time. 10 minutes. Let's take this one. Let's watch this one. 1400, 1500 thereabout. Okay, and I actually would want to watch through it 2 times. At least that's what I always did in StarCraft. If I took a map with other players I wanted to learn something from. First would be to watch the race that interests me. See what they are doing. Okay, that's actually something I could try to incorporate into my own game, using these more quickly to build some of the close by mechs instead of using the commander. We're getting an early bomber. Getting shooed away. Is this a mistake on me, or? Okay, no, that must have been a ground fire order. How was that mechs not populated? Well, we'll see. I know I have the points here. I'm trying not to look at these. Currently, I'm taking a look at a replay to see how other people play the map. Okay. I would have used the bomber to attack here, but actually hunting down engineers is a good idea. And the lack of ground makes Aeon push aggressively. Okay, there are land bases. Okay, let me ask that question. So, sure, yes, once you make the... once you see a bomber, yes, the first thing coming out of your land factory then will be an AA unit. What do you then mean with outside NGs? Outside NGs from the view of the Aeon player or from the Cybran player at the moment? Because the Cybran was the one attacking first. And there we have assault bots. Okay, so basically as the aggressive player, if you do have the first bomber, you go destroy an engineer in your opponent's base and then take out outside engineers. Why not start outside? Okay, so the basic idea is get to your opponent's base as quickly as you can. And have a in-base target that you can harass, maybe kill. Okay, okay. The closest matchup I have is where air is really important, is actually Brood War ZVP, Zerg versus Protoss, where Protoss is going to be getting some air, whereas Zerg will need counter air, and that then leads to a very weird game. But I can only apply the frameworks that I do understand. But yeah, okay, so you do want to get a P-Gen or two, maybe an engineer in the main base before then moving out and eating the rest. Should be, yes. Okay. Apier would have I did not quite get that, but yeah, spare engineers to expand. Which also works quite differently on how I am used to. What do you mean when mass is gone? Mass gone as in you have done all the reclaim around? When your storage is empty? Okay. So you basically drain as much as you can and then you leave with your ACU. Yeah, because that was something I did not necessarily feel like copying here. This base, for example, I would have built with an engineer that I had sent out. Yeah, that is a statistic I am aware of and that I've heard regularly. Okay. Looking at it, I would have said that this push is going to be an issue / deal some damage. Took a look here at the difference, and there's 2,000 points of difference. Is that a... And now I want to find out. I want to try and reason through if that is a weakness of the points system, or because player 2 has, from what I see, more T2 already available to them. If that is that big of an advantage and this push is just basically going to fizzle out. So this is all T1. Against Aeon, I am not sure if this is fizzling out as simply. Yeah, okay, I see. That is also something, I'm not sure if that is, I'm just not using the correct overlay. if there would be a replay overlay that would show me current mass rate, current storage, like in-game, basically. How much am I... is a player filling up, depleting their mass, and how much... and how much do they have on stock at the same time. But okay, so it's usually a pretty good indicator, and that should mean that this then fizzles out. Let's have a look. It's going down quickly, about as quickly as I thought it would. Splitting up is also good. Yeah, it does change some things. And I can then... Probably this is the... Sorry, this is the more easily accessible one. You can see how much is in storage and how much is the income. But the income here does not show that how much is being used. So if I put it into storage, but I don't see how much production there is at the same time. Like production, how much is used, and storage at the same time basically would be what I would want to see. Correct, and okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the reminder. That works when I'm looking at a player, not as an observer. It was the general observer where I had the issue with. Thank you, yeah. But as long as I'm looking at one player only, I can see true. Thank you for that. Didn't immediately realize. Okay, so the attack did do some damage. But on the other hand, Cybran is going to be taking some damage here, possibly even losing these two. Yeah, no. The units, like Aeon units, are pretty finicky. Mostly, basically only blazes, no T2. Only assault tanks. Keep them moving. Basically play a Zerg. Let's speed up a little bit more. Oh, that's going to be painful to lose. And the Mantis are pretty good units from what I'm seeing. Strategy between the classes doesn't matter, so... Classes, you mean races? Like UEF, Aeon, Cybran, and... Or factions, maybe the better word, and Seraphim. Okay. So you basically... forget about, you don't need to consider the differences until you really get good enough that your basics are good enough that that starts to matter. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Again, that is not something I am terribly used to, since in StarCraft, you can't play like that at all. Okay, Cybran is still mainly producing tier 1 units. Some gun range. Okay, now there's been... Okay, that wasn't tier 1, I think. No, it still was mainly tier 1. Okay, that was somewhat surprising. I'm not sure the gunship pressure here is worth it. Yeah, still mainly Mantis. With one or another Rhino mixed in here. Okay, and this is the end. That's the end. Aeon victory. Okay. Let's quickly go restart replay, go through it again from the Cybran point of view. Don't need to go quite as much into detail, but it's always good to have the other perspective to see what they saw, especially if you know already what is coming. So that is definitely air first. First bomber before any engineers. That's very aggressive. That's one engineer. That is two engineers. Losing... Should you have sent that in? I think yes. You do want to ensure that there is an anti-air. Okay. Yeah, the gunship is bagging a mechs. That was absolutely already worth it, in my opinion.
Commander under attack.
Maybe it needed to be two. But even bagging one mechs in this stage is powerful. How important is it here to group engineers together? Okay, no idea, not even going to speculate on that. Okay, at this point, without looking at the score, Cybran is having an issue that they don't see very much. They don't have very much coverage here.
Commander under attack.
Commander
under attack.
Okay. Let me take a look. We have 15 tier 1 mexes, 1 T2 mex. I'm going to be switching over. Can I, or do I need to? Okay, let's go slow. There we are. Can I? There we are. It takes a while. 17 T1. Nothing upgraded yet. This is all running on Tier 1 economy. All running on a Tier 1 economy, so they're about equal.
Under attack.
A bit more, like 2 more mass per tick without reclaim for the Cybran.
Commander under attack.
Okay. So you definitely... You maybe don't want to, but you do have to run more Econ Light on such an open map. And it's the stalling part that is an issue.
Commander under attack.
Yeah, it's very open. Okay, let's go 13 minutes. Make another econic comparison. Not quite. 13 T2, still only one. 13 T1, only one. $18, still no upgrades. In such a low econ situation, how important is it that... I'd say important because they are winning in the end. Or they're going to be winning. That's... I'm still missing understanding. Absolutely. But yeah, this is so open you can raid basically everywhere. So basically even trying to build up a functioning T2 economy is often impossible on such a map. You either, if you do try to push for it hard, you're going to get punished. Yeah, I'm taking a break again, because from this perspective it's much clearer who is winning and losing. Your opponent is pushing a little bit everywhere. I've seen some units pass through here. They're currently none, but with what is happening here, it's very clear that the Cybran does not have enough information to be able to react early to pushes. Yeah, because that is something I did want to go through after this concludes again.
Commander under attack. Commander under attack.
Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. In StarCraft, there's a lot of not. There is tech as well, and there's some one-base builds which are not considered viable. But it's mainly I think what for me is. Oh, I'm not even talking about experimentals. I am very much aware that that is. If you get to experimentals, especially in a 1v1, then you've done a ton of pushing and it's going long. But yeah, it's quite different from what I am used to. I'm trying to get that down, and there come some hoplites and rhinos now, but too little, too late. Basically, Aeon being... But even then, this was a strong push. Did... Okay. Did the Cybercom have an avenue of retreat? Possible. They came too late. Would he be with like 5,000 hit points left? Or even 3,000 hit points? That might be pulling back into these units might have been a possibility, but they were not there 30 seconds ago. No. Which basically means that no, the Cybern Commander could not have sensibly retreated somewhere. The Aeon Commander and... Oh, there are Obsidians now. And the Obsidians would have caught him. I've been given the tip by Prophet to, in the beginning of the game, to activate the automatic overcharge. Yeah. That is true, and that you feel that very much in the second Forged Alliance, in the second mission of the Forged Alliance campaign, when you get into the Loyalist base that is under attack. There are some T2 units in there. Without overcharge, they are hard to defeat. And they will do a lot of damage to your ACU. Okay. I have learned a lot, and I mean that. I did really learn a lot with this. I'm quickly going to go back over the maps, trying to see if I can apply what I've learned. So this is an open map. I would have actually said that this is more of a closed map, since you do have a strong choke point here that I would feel in StarCraft you could just sally out and interrupt something here, and you have a defensible choke point here where you can push out. But it doesn't work like that here. So open. This one I'd definitely say closed. Okay. No, I was pretty sure you meant Alhaven. 3 engineers build land factories until you have 9 factories. Yes. Yes, and that is the issue. But Yeah, I would say that this gets to a few T2, a bit of a T2 economy. Also, and that is something the overview does not show, there is good reclaim, in my opinion, on this map, in close proximity of your base, which also is helpful um, to push a few T2 mexes. Definitely an open map. Even the geothermal power plants are contested here, or in contested territory. I'm not seeing this part as one side can really get to this. So this is basically build factories, push, and try to harass your enemy into making a mistake. Yeah, a gun com would be very strong. Okay. We're not getting any tech range first, I'd say. If you can hit early, that's important. Because of how easy it is to build anti-air and how strong it is, yeah. Interesting. So, and don't don't take this the wrong way. For my brain, this reads: play this map like you're playing a ZVZ. Explosive, a few units can make a difference. Don't try to take into anything fancy for ZVZ. That means Zergling Mutant, nothing else. Well, Overlords, but nothing really else. And then harass and try to gain the upper hand, kill. Yeah, which then becomes it's basically a rush, and that can go either way. If it's well defended, you're basically dead. Yeah, and until there is plenty of AA on the ground, once there's plenty of AA on the ground and you didn't get really a lot of value, that is basically a defeat. 10 by 10. I would have said closed. Now I know better. This is an open map. This is at least quite an open map. There are hills and there are broken, but there is the one. So if you want to go to this part, 1, 2, yeah, 3 entrances, 3 entrances depending on how you count. If you count the larger ring, 1, 2, 3, 4 entrances. Hover is very good here, so the Aeon have a lot more flexibility on where to attack. This seems to be a shore, so these jumps are possible. This, like, go over here, attack here. Okay, in between. I'm trying to see it. I would have before looking at Alhaven, I would have said that this is a closer, a more closed off map. But it's not. It's important. Not important that you have like choke points funneling, but that you have so many choke points that becomes the issue. And I think I do start to understand why this is more open than I originally would have given it credit for. Um, StarCraft, even basic units can remain valuable in the end game. Zerglings, zealots, in Broodwall less so. Bio is very often not as valuable for Terran, but for Protoss and Zerg, absolutely there is value in those low tier units. Here, not so much. Yeah, you'd definitely be fighting and drops and all of that, making it open. But hopefully try to explain this, the first time I looked at this map, I looked closed, and now I understand much more why. No, it's not as closed as I would have thought, because okay. Let's say this were a StarCraft map. I have a main here, natural here, third here, fourth here, and then symmetrical. I can have a zealot here, I can have a zealot here, and I basically need 4 zealots to block this half, and 1 zealot here and 1 zealot here if we go diagonally. And then have my army. No, actually have a defense force here, have my army here punch in if he attacks. That is fine. That is fine. That it was more it was more for myself. No, not quite. But yeah, the low tier units in StarCraft stay much more valuable throughout the entirety of a game. And thus openness and closeness works very different. Open, absolutely open. That's probably down. I'm not sure if you can get up here. Draig, welcome back. I hope you had a good time. Going through the maps once more with my new knowledge. But yeah, this is a large open area. This is going to be contested. And if this is contested, if you start here, this and this are going to be contested areas. You can contest this if you spawn, cross spawn like this. This is your base, this is defendable. But this can be attacked either by pushing here, pushing down here. Okay, but despite its openness, it has enough reclaim to allow to check. Okay, interesting. Yeah, and same if you spawn cross like this works out, this works out. I don't think these are fair matches because of the different structure of these bases. This is not fair, no. This player is at a disadvantage from this player in these positions. Mark, welcome in. Fair enough, but I still hope that you're having a good Thursday and that you are looking forward to a good rest of your Thursday. And yeah, I hope that you had a good day so far. Yeah. Oh, that's strictly top, right, bottom, left. So these positions aren't never started. Yeah, okay, fair enough, but which is very surprising for me because StarCraft maps, if they are a 4-player map in a 1v1 pool, any spawn is possible. So cross spawns and also top, bottom, left, right spawns. Okay, okay. That is interesting. That is good to know because that means that I was practicing badly as well. Yeah, Finn's Revenge with my new knowledge. Haha. Depends on the races, I want to say. Depends on the spawns, I want to say. Oh, sorry, on the races. Aeon makes this map a lot more open than something like UEF or Cybran. Is that much of an advantage? Let's say I'm Aeon spawning, well, it doesn't matter, the map is symmetrical. Spawning here, sending units through. No, that is strong. You do need absolutely, as a UEF player, as a Cybran player, you do need to keep this area as an avenue open. So the central island is small enough that you can't really do flanks. Okay, I'm going to put a game with AI onto this map, and I'm going to see if I can see that. Yeah, I understand this is much smaller, but like a 2.5, 2.5. It feels weird to me. Let's put it like that. Okay. This definitely is much more of an open map. Against Vindex or V-index. If that is a mod, I will need to download it. Be aware that it's a player. Oh, a replay. Okay, okay. I'll be taking it. I'll be taking a look at it. Thank you. Yeah, but if it's a link, you either need to send it in Discord or you need to remove the recognition of a link. I do not allow the sending of links in the. Perfect. Thank you. It's a replay number. Yes, if every replay does have an public number, I am okay. StarCraft doesn't have public replays for good reason, because the pros don't want everything to be public. They don't even want. They even have a barcode player names to hide when they're playing on the. Okay, that unfortunately did not work out. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm not sure what went wrong there. I'll quickly go through the rest of the maps though, but this looks. Well, you have some more stuff that is not going to be too contested here, but everything here is absolutely contested. And since your main is open here, you can block this off, basically have a blob, not even these, like this, that you can, probably more like this, although that is stretching so far. In the early game, I'd say, no, this is an open one, this is an open one, and you have another one here. Possibly that no, it's think more ZVZ. This is staying open. This is always going to be contested. So not too much tech here. Open palms. Open palms, whoever can control the high ground has an advantage, I'd say. Now that I know that it's always position 1 and 2, I'm guessing these are positions 1 and 2. So this is going to be decently safe. I'm used to clicking on stuff. This is going to be decently safe. Whoever can secure this probably has an advantage. If I am wrong, that's something else different from StarCraft. In StarCraft, that being able to hold the high ground and pushing out from that would be a definite advantage. But open for the rest, so not too much tech from what I've learned. Again, quite open, I'd say. There are very few land. There are a lot of land ways around here. And probably these are the 2 spawns. Probably the back spawns, but open. The only real defensive line is here, and you're not going to get enough. If you defend here and you allow your opponent to come to you, you're going to lose. And this is a 10 by 10, so this is 5 kilometers. And this is very open, this is very open. Okay, I don't like this map for whatever reason, so I'm not going to be playing it much. And this is an island map. And I still haven't figured out how to play an island map in Supreme Commander. I think my main issue here is that StarCraft doesn't have a navy component. Only air and land. No idea how to then play that. Rush transports, bunch of frigates. With I do okay. No, when I'm thinking about it, I do think that then Aeon is going to have an issue on this map because of the split air surface attack. As an Aeon, you need to be building 2 types of vessels rather than just 1 vessel. How much of a disadvantage does that put you in? I don't know. And how aggressively do you go for your first naval factory? Also something I am completely unaware of. Just also make frigates early on. So build a good mixture. And this is terrifyingly weird in a way. I'm going to very quickly load into this map because I do not see enough from the mini-map alone. Because depending on if it has shores or cliffs, it's going to be playing quite differently. T2 Air or T2 Navy. Okay, let me... Fog of War, none. not a big difference, but I will be able to see it a little bit more clearly. Okay, so I'm guessing spawns are these two for player 1, player 2 in a 1v1. It's a guess, but there might also be allowance for the rotational symmetry that you're going to be starting cross spawns. But that's okay. So okay, I do not need to win. Okay, here we have. Okay. So the factories, like the naval factories, will be built here or here. And that might be... Well, there are cliffs here. So just energy and reclaim in the beginning. That is going to take some getting used to. Air first on this one then? Yeah, if you're cross spawns, definitely air first. Or I'd say air first makes sense. Because you do want... You do want mobility. Land first, NGs only, second air with transport first. And then jump over here and expand here? Or do you do the transport to build naval? Because I am guessing that the main naval action will be taking place in the inland sea rather than the external sea. The distances are much shorter, and if you can overwhelm your opponent here and gain control of it, you can ferry tanks all over the place. So on the side, meaning this place, or are you actually going to try to cut the map like this? Or maybe even like this. This is also a possible cut here. Yeah, so this is definitely your first naval yard. The actual side, so these? The upper part of the middle peninsula, so these two parts are where you want to defend. This is how far. Should have allowed for the cheat menu here. Then but I don't think I'm not allowed to use it. T2 Aeon land. Yeah, doesn't spawn in. Okay. T2 RT, and basically this is no man's land then. Becomes no man's land on both sides. Okay. If you clog up... Okay, and after you clog up these two choke points, send engineers back to backfill all the mexes, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Is it? So reclaim is more important than... Spread all over, reclaim everything you can. Yeah, this is really very heavy on reclaim. So basically, rush a land factory up to T2 as quickly as possible. Or would you want to rush naval? No. You want to rush a land factory. Much cheaper and faster. If you want to rush tech, do it right. T2 air is... Okay. That should be replay ID. It's not Alhaven. Let's have a look at this one. RT drops that go around... Okay, I do need to clarify that. 1 second. So... I'd be guessing drop either like this. So you build here, drop here, or build here, drop here. Over the sea, so over the long part here. And then even approach properly from the backside here. Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. You're either going to be investing into static defense, which I would say in StarCraft is often... Oh, you go all the way out. Well, depends on how big the radar is. No, but I see. PD or gunships. Okay, makes sense. So it is like similar in StarCraft. PD like defensive static defenses has its place, but not solely rely on it. Okay, that is unfortunate. Let's refresh, maybe try again. Maybe restart the FAF client. Watch. Okay, I'm not sure why I can't open this replay. There's some Java exception. Some buffer underflow at something. That's not that far ago. Let me have a look. let's go local. That's just me then, but Thrahig, 3 more T1 gifted, if I'm seeing that correctly. That is... No, that was from before. I didn't even... If that is the case... No, that is your 3 months subscription. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I just blocked myself there. Can I still open... That is what I wanted to see. Have I played Styx? I have played the early games. I have not played the latest game yet. Okay, but that is also looking like there are some... And some corrupted replays as well. Okay, and it doesn't look like the issue lies with the replay, unfortunately, but with the vault. Maybe if you do have the original replay file still, Storm, you could send it to me via Discord. Okay, and now I tapped out to take a look at something. No, okay, it works. It's unfortunate that I can't load the replay of Storm. I'm going to give it one more try, but it's probably not going to be working. Okay, I can't even download it, and that's the issue. So, Storm, if you do have it, you can send it to me on Discord, and with the file I may be able to have it run, but unfortunately it doesn't work like this, like that I can download it. Okay. So yeah, and for you, Thraik, I have played the 2 original Styx games. I have not played the new one. They are very nice stealth games. I personally prefer Thief because it's less of an assassination mission, but Styx is still a very nice game. And what they do really well is the fact that they do punish you for being non-stealthy. Okay, I did say that I did want to have a quick play on, what was it? Is it Finn's Revenge? Yeah, the other one I have in mind was Seton. So this is Finn's Revenge, and this is not Seton. Or Seton's. I'm not exactly sure right now anymore. But another adaptive AI on random. Options. Yeah, no, there's AI in it. I'm never going to be... Is it going to... With fixed, it's not going to let me switch. Okay. Optimal, balanced, mirrored. So that my starting spot is at least random. That's actually not great. There's not a ton of reclaim. Yes, I have those two as well. Those should be the ones I have. I'll check after this map, but those are from the names, the two old ones, if I remember correctly. So let's do something like this. And then these as reclaim. Those are at least the important parts of reclaim. Okay. Can you DM me the file? Oh, or are the files too big to do that and I've made a big mistake here? Okay. Okay, let's recreate this game this time with Fog of War on. Anything else will not make for a good training. Deletes itself no matter what. Try again. It might work now, but again, I'm not sure. If it doesn't work, I am sorry. Okay, if it worked, I am not quite yet seeing it. I'm probably killing this game. It does not like to be tapped out. Okay. Not... If it worked, I'm maybe not seeing it. Okay, and this is probably not going to write itself. Let me see, where is the executable? Okay, game got stuck. Got stuck. Not. No worries. That is. I should have known better. Let's put it like that. Okay. Finally found it. Good morning, Tira. How are you? I'm guessing you slept until now? Not 100% because it is getting a little bit later in the day for you. We're going towards noon, but knowing you, you might have been asleep until now. Okay. Let's try this without killing the game then. Okay. I'm not going to try anything fancy, like using my engineers to build stuff. I'm going to try my normal build order so far, and then don't tell me I have forgotten. I have forgotten. Damn it, I have forgotten. I thought I had adjusted that beforehand, but that's the game that crashed where I would have wanted to adjust it, and then I forgot about adjusting Fog of War again. Okay, so you were you had a few hours of wakiness, and then you fell asleep and slept the rest of the morning. That is fair. So, Fog of War, explored, default. Okay, now I can have a game here. Sorry about that, everyone. Confusing myself. Okay. I would put 2 like this. Walk back. 1, 2. Okay. I am going to be building some more stuff with the engineers, but not the first engineers that are coming out. One, 2, 3. That seems a good early harass, although I'm not sure if I should be doing it like that. Power. Power, go up, take these, reclaim. Not sure. No, I am going to be doing it in the default order. Not sure if these can be reached. But if they can, I do want them reclaimed. I'm guessing this is the side my opponent will be pushing down, even though it's an AI. And AIs don't necessarily follow that to the letter. So it's coming in a little bit earlier than otherwise. Scout harassment party. Not sure how good that is exactly, if you wouldn't want to just have a scout out. Or a scouting vehicle out with radar coverage and all of that. Okay, and then 1, 2, and I'm very much... And I've very, very much blocked myself in mass here. Not exactly sure when it started and where I went wrong. I need to take a look at that in the replay. I have not heard of him. I'll be downloading him. Yeah, no, I'm going to finish this power. Pause. And they are walking up there. Okay. One last one. Something like that. Probably rather like this. Yeah, I'll see if I can... if I can find him, I should be able to, I'm guessing. And I did run out of mineral of mass before, so let's send my commander up here. Oh, I didn't put an opponent in. I didn't put an opponent in. Of course. No opponent means nobody to build anything. In a way, yes, easy win, but in a war scenario, yes, that would be very, very useful. That my opponent doesn't show up. Yeah, that's a free victory, and if that was a strategic point, that's an important victory. But like that, okay, didn't work out. M28. Is M28 the author, or is that part of the name? AI mod. Name of the mod. M28 AI mod. Search. Just typed M28. Okay. Let's give that a download. Can you adjust the disadvantages with comparison to rank, or is that more of a... Okay, it's rather smaller than I thought. Well, I'll take a look at it. Create game. I do need to load him in here like this. Yeah, but you said that you can put it at a disadvantage, which brings the question up to me, how exactly does that work? But I'll see. So, interesting. So this is about an 800 equivalent, 1,000 equivalent. Okay, that's probably not correct. Use the easy and give him less resources. That's probably in here. It can be, absolutely. It's a lot stronger on large maps. Yeah, not surprising. I am not seeing it. The resource modifier. And Tira, I do hope that you really enjoyed your breakfast. Well, it is almost 12 o'clock for you, so I'm not surprised that you're feeling that you felt a bit hungry, especially since I don't think you had proper breakfast. It's under cheating. No worries, I'm going to take a look at it. If not, I'm just going to give it a go. Cheating. There is nothing adjustable in the simple one. And doesn't seem to be anything here. And or is that... No, that is the cheating AI even there. Yeah, I'm guessing as much. I'll be putting threat factor maybe down. Although this is the cheating one. Easy, and then reduce the multiplier down like that. Okay, it does give an adjusted rating to what it thinks it is. I'll give it a go like this. Although, what is if I just switch the cheating off? 900, that's too much. I'm not beating that. If I only restrict his resources... You are right, Prophet. I tried to get matches. I didn't get any. Probably not the best time, but you are right. And always the best way is always against humans. This is apparently quite close to how humans would play. Thank you very much. And if it is closer to how it is played by humans, that makes it better. Maybe not perfect, but better. Okay, let's try not to get stuck this time. I don't know. It was a suggestion from Storm Lanterns. And it might depend...
Your faith in technology will be your undoing.
Well, it is taunting me. Okay, can't adjust that right now. Let's do like this. Then like this. Well, let's have a look on what exactly it's doing. I probably can't... Oh, I can access it from there. So I do want to put another factory over there. Something like this for more reclaim. Okay, not perfect. And it is hard to say whether it's working as it should be. Okay, that, and I have that energy here. Let's build air factory. Okay, it has built some stuff. Yeah, okay. If I'm building hydro anyway, let's build the land factory next time, immediately next to it. Yeah. That is indeed much smarter because you get a lot more energy discount, which is not unimportant. You are right about that. Okay, can I get this one? Shall I start? No, let's do one. Something like this. And probably one. Haven't seen many combat units yet. I'm worried that we have a big one coming down here. I hope I haven't gutted the AI too much, because that's always an issue, that if you do have an AI that you need to adjust because it's too strong normally. Did I gut it too much? Well, it is building some stuff, but then again I did have that early attack in. Well, it does have bombers. Okay, I have some anti-air here. Let's send some... Let's build some anti-air here and let's distribute it.
Commander under attack.
It looks very different to a normal quote-unquote AI already. So I'm not exactly sure
Commander under attack.
how that looks. More factories. Let's build some... just some attacking units here.
Commander under attack.
That was probably another one of the bombers. There it is.
Commander under attack.
I am not sure if he has enough other stuff. And I am producing far too much here. Let's upgrade. Okay. I think here is where it would... where it is differing from the normal... It is different from the normal AI, but I'm not sure if I put it tough enough now at the moment. Let's see if I can kill that Hydro. I don't think there's anything built there. If not, let me get one more engineer and...
Under attack.
Perhaps you are a greater threat than I thought.
But it is playing differently, and it might give me some better idea of what to do in my skirmishes. But I still agree with Prophet that if you can get games with players, that's your best way to improve.
Commander under attack.
The ladder has unfortunately not been a big success. Not for lack of trying. I was hoping to be able to get a few matches in, but unfortunately that was not the case. Okay, somewhere I am completely off energy.
Commander under attack.
Yeah, right now it definitely looks like that is an issue, and I'm getting chased by artillery.
Commander under attack.
I did press the big button to confirm queuing, and then I took... Ooh, that's okay. Not good. Sacrifice you, sacrifice you.
Commander under attack.
Okay, that was a close call. Okay. I still see where we are lacking similarity with a normal player. Might want to... Oh, you're all building. No, you are not building. Can they hover? No. Still, I do want more artillery. Okay, I do want to put an upgrade in somewhere. Okay, he has the advantage because he can use his comm aggressively. I currently cannot. I hope that I'm sending enough spam out to get that in. Let's make another land factory up here. Okay, and I can build T2 power. There's a bit more to reclaim here. I've sent you over in hopes of reclaiming these blobs. Okay. Okay. Actually, I think I want to do it more like this. You know, is this worth it building it there? Let's put one there. Needs to survive for a certain amount of time for it to pay for itself. I do need to be sending more troops in. He stopped building air. That might be a good or a bad sign, I'm not sure. No more artillery. Send you up over there. Okay. Blazes, and can I put gunships out? I can put gunships out, and I even have too much mass now. Probably need more power after that. Okay, that did some damage unexpectedly. I wonder whether you can say that he over-focused on one side like a player could do. Hard to say, hard to say. I'm not going to be speculating into that too much. That is upgrading. That has upgraded. That is upgraded. Probably still have some T2, some T1 units rather. Okay. Are you a hover unit? No. But all dues, this feels a lot more like what I've seen in the replays and stuff today. So it may not be a 1-to-1 for the players, and there might not be some of the rushes in there and so on. But it feels more like a player thing currently than before. Shh, no, you're building here. Let me send you over there later. I'm not expecting to find anything at the moment. But I seriously do expect to start to be killing him. To start killing my opponent now. It's hard to say. Armed and overclocked. Hello, welcome in. Maybe, but then do count myself amongst them. Fair enough, I'm not ranked on the ladder here, and I'm currently not ranked on any of my StarCraft ladders anymore. But I did manage to push Platinum or B rank in Remastered. Yeah, okay, B rank, not... I was close, C rank, but yeah. It is, in my opinion, quite a bit of fun. Okay, the commander is running and there's a lot of AA. Okay, I'm guessing a player would be running like this as well, hoping that you are going to be making a mistake. Okay, it is a difference, and I do think, while it's not perfect, this is the better. This is indeed a better AI. I just need to find where it's ranked, and I was floating a lot of power, not so much mass, but only thanks to the extensions here.
I serve to the end.
And I wonder whether I can. It's cool that it's put in. I'm not sure I want them taunting me. And yeah, no, this was not even as close as the normal adaptive AI. Yeah, the handicap might be an issue, and I'm guessing that I can do that. Thank you for letting me know, though. Specifically disable it being audible. Okay, so he'll post them but not put it in. Okay, I just saw something. There are a few people in the queue. Maybe I might be getting a final match after all. A ladder match after all. Let's try for a minute or two, or for a... Well, let's make 2 or 3 cycles at least. Let's try for a few cycles. If I'm not going to be getting one, I'll be ending stream. If I... And I hope I get one. I'll be finishing that up and then ending stream afterwards. Since we have reached my normal end of stream time. But I will be taking a look at switching it off for that AI. And I do think it's the better training AI. Need to find the sweet spot where it's challenging, where it can beat me without stomping me, because if you get stomped, no matter the skill level, you're not learning very much from that. But if I can find that sweet spot, I can raise it slowly every few matches and hopefully properly improve. To become a top tier player, I need to invest a lot more time than I am both able and, fair enough, also willing. I do want to showcase other games during the week as well. And I'm playing Monster Hunter on the weekend, so yeah, I could put more time in. But if I am a decent midfield player, I'd be very happy with myself already. Yeah, I'm going to probably be repeating it, but we did touch onto it that I'm playing more than one game. So to everybody new, yeah, I do play strategy games, Thursdays, story games, Monday, Fridays, and Monster Hunter on the weekend. Basically, my schedule is 13 to 18 o'clock Central European Summertime for the moment on Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Playing story games, playing Monster Hunter depending on the game on the day. Strategy games on Thursdays. Currently, mainly Supreme Commander, although I was thinking of maybe switching it every other week with StarCraft, because as Storm knows, I've been talking a lot today about the differences between Supreme Commander Forged Alliance and StarCraft, especially StarCraft Brood War, which might then also make it such that it is might be interesting for all of you to see how different RTS games work, and the one I could be the best explainer for is StarCraft. So I might do that, not immediately though, but in a week or two I might start that if there is some interest, especially 9 people in the queue. I hope that is accurate. I'm expecting it to be accurate, if I'm honest. Okay. I would have expected it, to be honest, especially since it also shows the matchmaking time. And I did find a match, and let's see how badly I get stomped. I'll be doing my best, of course. Anything else would not be sportsman. Would not be, well, would be rude in that way. With the image, I am guessing my opponent might be UEF. No, it's just a very nice image. And I am playing that map, and I'm playing a Cybran. Okay. And then more out. Reclaim. I have some power first, reclaim second. My opponent seems very Cybran though. Not sure if that is correct though. No, I am expecting to fight a Cybran. Full stop. That was wrong, but I am definitely playing Aeon, I know that. If there had been confusion, then I do apologize, but I meant my opponent as Cybran. Okay. About there, and then build. Okay, is that a single piece? It is. Okay, I want to be waiting. I am unsure exactly how well that works. Should I be push? No, I'll see if I can't contest this immediately. And if he is sending forces down, I want to be able to react to it. Okay, you are... Yeah, let's... Is that is reclaim. Can I reach them from here? Probably I need a transport. And then I do want my ACU to come up as well. Tanks. Actually, no. I need more facilities. I need more facilities. Okay, I did manage to do some damage there without getting much back. Okay. That should not have been unexpected. Am I building enough facilities? He has 2 and he was building another 1. Might be falling behind. I'm not going to go air here. Let's build this here. Let's see if I can do that. I don't have anything that I haven't given orders yet. Okay, you go over, do this. You come up with the commander in group 1. We are going to annoy him a little bit more from here. I really would want to be able to get that. And I'm not sure how much I am missing out on here for. A -7. A little bit of reclaim there. A few more NGs from here, please. That is actually good, in my opinion. He went air. Some engineers, and let's pick up a bit of reclaim. Okay, am I spreading them out too much?
Commander under attack.
Okay, he has no idea of everything more that is coming up. Okay, I am going to be pushing more tanks up, please.
Commander under attack.
Well, he's also getting reinforcements.
Commander under attack.
I need to be building more. That is enough for now. Build more up, up, up.
Commander
Back
under
up a little bit. Well, he is backing up also.
Commander under attack.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm not sure how much pressure I put him under.
Commander under attack.
Hopefully. Okay. You go forward. Keep moving. Yeah, I do need to keep moving. Sorry about that.
Commander under
What can I build more? Okay, I have more than enough mass. More. Okay. I stayed too long. I stayed too long up there. Didn't get enough units up there. That is not an issue. I was trying. Let's have a quick look at the replay. But I do think that this was a good game in general. While maybe not completely even, I think we were pretty even. And I'm going to take a look at the game from his perspective first, and then try to identify something I can improve for my next game. But yeah, it's not always, even if you know what you have to do, it's not always easy to get everything done at the same. Sorry about that. To get everything done at the same time, that is not always possible, because you're then focusing on some stuff, trying to do that well, and then... What I do wonder is if he had any comm upgrades. I'd be guessing no. Sorry, I did... Okay, that's probably... Okay, that works. So, I did say I wanted to observe my opponent more than me. So, land first, but air second. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. If that was actually that, and I do trust that it was a big issue, I'll put that down to the point next time I do comm aggression, keep my comm in its middle. For the big reclaim here, you probably need an air transport to get an engineer up. But I have a good evening, and see you maybe, if I do have the time later on, we'll be seeing each other in the black. Okay. What... Does this make sense? Do these many factories make sense? So what did I say? One air factory Cyber T1 is 2 extractors worth of production. So that is 10 extractors. That's 4, and we have air factory, that's another 3. But he did not produce much out of it, I think, once I started my aggression. Okay, as I said, I need to see how long stuff goes and how I feel afterwards, unfortunately. But if I do have the time, we'll be meeting in the Black the Reich. I'll let you know. Yeah, so that is something I definitely feel like he does not have the eco for this, and he's not quickly going to get the eco for it. Wanting 6 factories later on may be a good idea, but currently I think this is a mistake from him. Build 1 more factory. Yes, not this many. Ooh, but this does mean that I killed the engineer here. Let this decay. I think that was the correct call. It's not finished. it is going to take effort from him to get that. And getting that engineer was correct as well. Going for the engineers was a good early decision. I'm not sure. Should I have gone for the mechs, or was it correct to try and kill engineers? Okay, he is much more liberal with with level 1 power generators here, which he has to be. He doesn't have this yet, and now he's not going to get it. Okay, pause. He has 3 land factories up. I have 2. I should have... Let me quickly select myself here. I should have 3 at least. LAB as in the light artillery. Light assault bot flare. Okay. Get out of the range. Get out of the range. Either stop him getting out or do more damage. Okay. Okay, I see, I see. Yep. So, this is now the part that actually interests me. Up until this point, we're even enough. He is slightly ahead, but close enough. And I don't have enough units around. And then I stopped moving and... Okay, and that killed me. Okay, pause. I have one last question here. 8. He still doesn't have the econ.
Commander under attack.
How am I looking? That is 10. And I am missing a factory for my econ. Yeah, no, I'm definitely missing factories. I should have more. And withdraw, build up, push again. I had a slight advantage here, and I have a big advantage in econ. Should have withdrawn like 30 seconds ago, I want to say. Which is why it is important to play games, because I didn't have a feeling about buffer if I had more econ or not. And I had the econ and I should have withdrawn 30 seconds ago. Withdraw. Where should I have withdrawn to? About here, I want to say. Withdraw with my units to here. Sacrifice some tanks to the ACU. I don't want to build up too much veterancy, but better a rank of veterancy on the ACU than dead. Build up stuff here. Definitely build... Yeah, okay, I was building another land factory. Get more units. Catch his counterattack. And afterwards decide whether to push or not again. Let me have a quick look. I can still switch to my side. Good. I have... that would make 12T. That would make 12... The equivalent of 12T1... No, 16T1 extractors. So even if I lose a few, if I can contest these two... Like if I can keep contesting these 4... Yeah. So even if he had pushed, let's say I had pulled back and he had pushed down to here, keep falling back with the ACU. Well, no, he couldn't have pushed in here. This would have probably finished, and I had 3 factories pumping. So he, even if he pushed in here, even if he had then killed one, I would have killed him definitely, yeah. Yeah, I can, not sure if that is intentional. Yeah, you can see it too. You can draw on the map. Not sure if that is afterwards or so, but yeah, no. Okay, I see. I hope I can get more ladders next week, but this did feel like a fair and more or less even game. Unfortunately, I do need to take my leave for today here. Thank you very much. We'll be raiding out. If you do have any suggestions, please feel free to put it into chat. I'll be taking it into consideration. I'll quickly go over the schedule again. So my Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 13 to 18 o'clock Central European Summertime, which is equivalent to 7 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time. If you are in another time zone, I do apologize. You will need to do the conversion yourself. Mondays and Fridays, I'm playing story games currently. So for tomorrow, I'm be finishing up the 3rd ending for Armored Core 6, and next Monday and Friday, I'll be starting Persona 3 Portable. There are reasons for that. It's a version I prefer. I'll go into detail as for why during that stream. Saturday, Sunday, Monster Hunter, starting Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Next Thursday, I'll be playing more Supreme Commander. As I said, I do hope that I get a few more ladder games. I'd be very happy with that. Learn more, practice more, get a little bit better every time. And that will be not quite the same amount of time, but that will be from 15 to 18 o'clock Central European Summertime, or from 9 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time, respectively. And again, I am sorry for anybody else that you need to adjust that for yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody, for having come in. I'm taking a look at possible targets. There is one more person playing Supreme Commander. Sinner D, not exactly sure what he's doing. Looks like some practice maps. Looks like a survival. Yeah, survival may be the maybe correct. I think I will be leaving you with him. It looks interesting at the least, and maps like this, while I'm personally haven't played many of them, at least not on stream, they are very much important for strategy games, that you have something else to do as just grinding skirmishes or ladder. That being said, as always with raids, I'd ask you to please be nice, please be kind, and I hope you're going to be enjoying his stream as much. I'm guessing his stream as much, or their stream, let's put it like that, their stream as much as mine. Thank you everybody for having come in. I hope to see all of you again soon. Until then, I will be wishing you the best rest of your Thursday. Please have a great time, and until we do see each other again, goodbye.
Hold on, you bastard.